In this part of the series, we're going to go ahead and do the rear quarter panel and the rear bumper. And the rear bumper is detached. You actually don't really have to. You could just loosen this up. There's a little 10 millimeter here. But for training purposes for Robert, we have it all completely removed. However, we will actually attach it temporarily to wrap it and get that curvature and compound curve. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and put it all back together. One thing that we did here is that we added just a clean inlay, and then this allows me to just cut from the body line of the charge port, so I can tuck the vinyl from here underneath so that we'll get a nice coverage even when the charge port is up. And as you notice, we also have our custom carbon fiber already installed, so we're going to keep that in there. We already have the rear quarter panels done, and then we did a small inlay around the trunk ledge. And the reason why I did that is because a lot of times people tend to like damage that area when they're like bringing stuff in and out. So if something does happen, we could just remove that and then replace it. So it's just a lot easier. You could do it in one piece, but you want to make sure that we can replace it real quick if we have to. And then we're about to do the bumper. Bumper's relatively pretty easy. You just stretch it across the compound curves, and then we just do our cut, and then we're going to go ahead and put it all back together. The concept here when you're stretching this is that you're trying not to heat like one area and stretch it, because what happens if you just heat this one area and then just try to stretch it, it distorts right in that one area. So when you actually evenly heat all across, this part is so flat, you don't really need to do anything, but really starting about, what, 8 inches from the starting point of the curve, that's where we start. And I wasn't actually pulling that hard. I'm just using heat. The heat really allows you to stretch a lot more evenly, because especially because if I'm just using hand, I'm doing a cold stretch and trying to do that, very, very hard. But if I do heat and I go up and down, instead of going like this, right? If you're going like this, you're going to be heating a little bit, a lot, and then a little bit. Yeah. So what happens is the stretch all happens down the center. Mm-hmm. So you got to the end, all your materials are like, okay, why is it swapped this way? So that's kind of why you really want to do it. And when you see that line happening and you heat it, you see it go away, right? Yeah. That's kind of your cue right there. Boom, let's move on. Keep going. And then you holding that allowed us to kind of keep going. And then as you go, I mean, this is like perfect. But that's kind of the concept. So on the other side, I'll do that, and then you'll go ahead and get that feel for it. Sweet. Cool. Let's go ahead and honestly, let's just stretch the other side, and then we'll squeegee the rest. That's good. All right, hold on. Yep, move on. You see that right here? Yep. Yep. I kind of go on this angle.
For the whole back?
It gets tighter, but you're gonna do the same thing. It gets tighter once you get to about here. So you wanna just make sure all the way in. letting that rest really, really heavily. And then look at this.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, and there was no tension, so it's not going to
no tension, no tension. So the bumper is pretty much done. We're just doing some last minute tucking. We're almost done. We got a couple other, like the front bumper and so on, but we're actually going to be putting a few accents. The name of this car is Loki, so stay tuned for that in the next few series. Make sure you click on that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. We'll see you next time.